You are a masculine man.
Just you reek of pheromones.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same from you, actually.
Obvious first question. You know, animation. You're going to be doing more of that since the looks are going. Fair?
Next question. No, I mean, by the way, it's cool. It's fun to do an animated movie, but it is a bit of a waste of my beautiful face to be said.
Look at that. I always think of like Scottish people from Scotland as being, and the men as being very manly, and then you personify that, you know? And it's not just because I've watched 300 like 9 times, and I always oil myself beforehand.
In terms of women, describe the sort of ideal woman for yourself.
I don't know if there's an ideal woman, because it's so about a feeling, right? You know, it's just like movies. I might say, I want to do this movie, and then this comes along, and I'm like, well, I wouldn't have thought, you know, it would be a dude, but okay, you know.
My business, not yours.
I wish you would stop sending me those photos.
No. You like 2 of them. You did.
You know, at the end of the day, you want somebody, well, I want somebody that has got your back, and you can have their back, and you want to have their back, you know, because they listen and they care, and you can, they don't take themselves too seriously, and you can be spontaneous and have fun and just feel like, you know, you're I don't know, it's somebody you can really get into it with, you know. But especially a woman, it's don't take herself too seriously.
It's like, I just feel like you could get up in the morning and eat a rock if you had to. And sometimes you do.
Yeah, I have done.
Yeah.
Or smoked one.
Yeah. People love celebrities talking about crack cocaine.
You kind of love the craziness in a woman, but then I also meet a girl who's sweet, and you're like, oh, gosh, you're so sweet. How could I ever not want to spend time with you? But that sweet can never be crazy, you know? But I think it does come historically from, they're a very warring nation.
Yes.
And there's
fighters.
a raw in it. They're fighters, yeah. So even amongst, because I was a lawyer, even amongst lawyers, doctors, whatever it is, they're still ready to rumble.
Yeah.
You know, and there's like, and there's just this, it's the way we speak as well. We speak with our throat and our tongue, you know, and you kind of throw things out and you speak with a lot of passion, and you use it. It's like, hey, you want to go to the pub?
I prefer the Gerard on the left. You know why? It's more like me. So that men like me looked at you in that shot on the left and thought, fantastic. And then to our utter horror, you emerged from a soccer match in Britain on the right looking like that.
I had to, in some ways, get rid of all that in America. I had to, like, learn to not use the back of the tongue so much and the throat so much, and also take all that big energy and suck it right in.
How did you go from me to the one on the right?
Well, that was actually 2 years ago, by the way, that one, and that came as a bit of a shock.
That's too bad, because look at me, I speak, not only do I not speak from the back of my throat, I speak from the front part of my lips. You know, it's all this kind of, Gerard Butler's here. No, you shouldn't change and become more like us. We need to become more like you guys, I think.
That's a good point.
When I'm not working, I found myself at times getting compulsively into Coca-Cola, dessert, you know, and...
But in the long run, that is my ploy, to make America Scotland.
Yeah.
This is a great start to an interview. Here you are, fat, and now let's talk about the time you were fired and you...
Well, if there's any consolation, we're going to come to the bit when you get jailed in the LA County Jail.
Oh, okay.
So this is the good stuff. This will all start descending, trust me.
Taxi. Taxi.
Have you had a lot of experience with them?
Yeah, we're born in kilts. They're the worst diapers, you know. They just like... But no, I've worn...
Do you ever wonder what may have happened if you'd passed your law degree, if you passed the exams, if you'd become a lawyer?
Yeah, I don't think I would have... I don't think I'd be alive today, to be honest. And I don't say that lightly. I mean, I was living my life in a very unhealthy way, and I needed to be told that it wasn't happening. I needed to be stopped, because otherwise I'd just have kept going, thinking I could get away with it. So, no, I don't you know, one, I would not have been fulfilling my purpose. I wouldn't have been, just, God knows where I would have ended up.
I wore a kilt at my brother's wedding and my sister's wedding, and I loved it both times, but they were both disasters. Because
What was your mother's honest opinion when you fled to London, away from this career that she had mapped out, as you say, tough Catholic mum, and suddenly her boy is supposed to be this well-groomed lawyer, is racing off to be an actor in London. What did she think?
I think she just threw up her hands and thought, you know, God, I've created a monster. Who knew?
Because at my sister's wedding, I had to do the first reading. So I was on the altar. It was a Catholic wedding. There was like 400 people in the congregation, and I'm sitting looking at my mum's in the front row, and she's looking up at me, and I'm looking down at everybody. My mum does this pious
I'm not giving her fair credit. She wrote me the most beautiful letter, actually, when I went to London, and I didn't expect it because, you know, my mother and I were very, very close, but very intense relationship, and she wouldn't let me go on anything. So I expected her to be way more heavy-handed with what had happened, but she wrote me this letter and said, you know what, I just want you to know that I support you wherever you do. As long as it makes you happy, I'll be there for you.
Yes, and I think she's telling me to pray.
So you think she's saying, please pray?
I think she said, please pray. You should be doing... So I'm sitting there and I go, like this, and I put my hand, and she goes, no. And I looked down at my leg, and my kilt is spread wide, and my legs is facing the whole congregation. So I slowly, you know, like cross it.
What does she make of what's happened to you?
And now she loves it. She loves it, you know. It gives her a chance to do her little performing thing. It's like, oh, my boy, oh, my son. You know, it's like, and she claims that she doesn't, but I know that, you know, wherever she goes, it's like, you know, oh, do you know Gerard Butler? Well, that's my son.
It is a tradition. There's no wearing of underwear, right?
There's no, that's, oh, yeah, I should have
You
said
cannot-
that.
no,
we
but
don't wear underwear under a kilt. So
Yeah.
you're not supposed to. I definitely, that day, was not wearing underwear. Yeah.
I think when I went to my friend's wedding, I was wearing 7 pairs of underwear.